Today on Dotto Tech answers to many of your questions about Google Photos. Cue the music. Steve Dotto here. How the heck are you doing this fine day? I am so glad you are joining us. We make tech easy so you can do more. More what? Well, you may find time to organize your photos after today's video because that is the topic du jour. Now, before we begin, I do have a small favor to ask. Could you please subscribe to this channel, and while you're at it, ring the notification bell so that you can hear about more of our videos as they come down the pipe. Today's topic, as I said, Google Photos. And I have to admit, I was a little bit surprised with how good Google Photos was when I first started to use it. I didn't expect a lot from Google Photos, but it has slowly become my go-to application. And so today I thought you and I could go through a lot of your questions that you have about Google Photos. As well, we'll take a look at kind of how it works, because I imagine a lot of you aren't yet embracing the whole Google Photo idea. And it's understandable, because we take most of our pictures now on our smartphones, and all of our smartphones have a built-in photo application, which typically dovetails with something on our operating system. So bringing the Google Photo part into the equation isn't probably something that we've all done, but it is something that we should all consider because there are, oh, so many benefits. Let's start with just a quick overview of Google Photos and take a look at it. Now, Google Photos will live in several locations. It's a cloud-based service, part of the Google ecosphere. I've got it running here on my desktop, but I also have it running on my smartphone. So it's the exact same setup, the exact same kind of metaphor in all of the different locations. Now, you will access your Google Photo account through your Google account. It's part of, as I said, part of the Google ecosphere. And one of the biggest strengths of the Google Photo product is unlimited storage, with a caveat. If you're willing to keep your images... I just got interrupted by Google Home because it thinks that I'm talking to it when I'm talking about Google, but I've just disconnected it from its brain. I hope I don't pay for that. Where was I? Yes. Google Photos is mostly free. That is, as long as you are willing to store your images and your videos at what Google considers to be a reasonable resolution. What's a reasonable resolution? Well, if your videos are 1080p, which is high definition, or your photos are 16 megapixels or less, which is a pretty high resolution photo, then you have unlimited storage for free. If you want to have higher storage, if you want to have higher resolution than those images, then your storage counts against your Google Drive quota, and you may need to upgrade your storage in order for you to store all of your images. But all in all, it is a fantastic deal for most of us because we don't need a higher resolution than 16 megapixels, and it gives us just unlimited storage. So that is a fantastic deal. Now, another nice thing that Google Photos does is it allows us to very quickly take photos and then upload them to the cloud, to the storage within Google Photos, which frees up space on our phones. And I know a lot of us are starting to run into storage limitations on our smartphones because we just keep so much information on our smartphones. Now, I will caution you with one caveat. While a lot of people will consider the fact that they've stored their images in Google Photos to have their photos now backed up, I don't think they are backed up if you don't have them in another location as well. The whole idea of a backup means that we have a secondary location. And if the only place you're storing things is in Google Drive or in Google's Photos, then you don't have a backup, do you? Then they are the primary storage. So what I do personally is I never remove the images from my phone until I've also backed them up into my photo library on my computer. So I have a physical backup here in my photo library on my computer, which incidentally creates other backups because my computer gets backed up as well. Plus, I back them up to Google Photos. I believe that probably the most valuable single digital asset I have, or the one that's most important to me, are my photos and videos. And so having them redundantly backed up is just a good thing as far as I'm concerned. I'm pretty sure it's a good thing as far as you're concerned as well. So speaking of which, I would love to hear what your backup systems are. How do you back up your photos? How do you make sure? Do you have a backup? Love to hear your comments below. Google Photos is part of the Google ecosystem, which means you access it through your Google account, the same account that you use to access your Gmail, your Google Calendar, all of your different Google services. It's one of the Google services that are available to you. And when you look at it, opening it in the browser as I have it here, it's just pretty much like any other photo management tool. They all have their idiosyncrasies, but you'll very, very quickly figure out how Google works and how Google Photos manages your images. Down the left-hand side, you have something called the Assistant, which is a constantly changing thing. It's always looking at your photos and trying to figure out creative things for you to do with your photos, such as creating shared albums, photo books, collages, animations. It'll even make movies for you. For example, right here is a doggy movie. I asked it to make a movie of all of my doggy pictures, and look what it did. It did a pretty good job, actually. There's old Forrester. Oh, there's Farley and Mimi. Oh, there they're sleeping away on the couch. Yes. They even got a barking theme behind. So it'll create these silly little automated movies using Google's artificial image recognition intelligence to find all the different pictures of your dogs and different doggies to make the movie. And it offers this based on trips and a whole bunch of other things. It's a fun, quick way to quickly create all sorts of different memories. And that is kind of a moving target because Google Assistant, they're constantly adding new things to Google Assistant. The next button down gives you just access to your photos and actually all of your files, actually your photos and your videos are available here. Then you've got a sharing menu which allows you to quickly and effectively share images with those you love or other people. Even I guess you can even share images with people you don't like so much. And then there's a dedicated one for creating photo books. Obviously, there's a revenue side to that where they want you to print off books that you then pay money for and people can make money. But photos is where it's at. Now, the biggest challenge that we all have is organizing our photos. And Google Photos, for me, has a game-changing technology built into it that has completely revolutionized how I organize, how I seek, and how I find photos. And it's based on their image recognition. And this is technology that completely blew me away. If you just click in the search bar in Google Photos, up pops a unique window that includes different names of recent searches, the ability to choose different types of media to search for, but then this whole roster of faces that it finds within your images. Depending on what country you live in, and most of you will have this available to you, Google Photos goes through and parses out the faces in the photos and collects them together and then asks you who they are. If you identify people based on their faces, then you can actually start to create searches based on who is in the photo. So if we take a look, if we just click here on this side arrow, it basically pops up all of the different faces of people who it finds in my photos. If you take a look there, and in many cases what happens is I've gone through, I've clicked on the individual, and I've assigned a name. So I can now search for all of the images that contain that person, or that pet. You see here, I've got Smidget there, and Mimi, our cat here. So if I want all the pictures of my cat, I can just quickly do a search, and up will come all the pictures that I've taken of the cat, Mimi, over the past few years that are stored in Google Photos. This is truly amazing technology. And as I scroll down, you can see there's lots of people who I haven't yet assigned. Oh, there's my good buddy John Beeler. Let me just add John. And the cool thing is, it actually looks in your Google contacts, and now it will assign that person with those contacts. And look, it's finding pictures from years ago, John and I at a hockey game, way back in the day. And here we are back in 2013 when John used to come on as a regular on my radio show. John always used to wear the Google Glass. Look at him there with the Google Glass. So we've got pictures all the way back 5, 6, 7 years, pictures that I've taken with John at different locations doing different things. This to me, this recognition, this smart technology is groundbreaking as far as, and it changes the way that I do everything. So now when I'm looking for pictures of any friends or of myself, I just type in me and I get all of my pictures of me all listed out. Now, here is where it starts to get even more unbelievably cool. Not only will it search for pictures based on face, but it'll search for pictures based on what you're doing and what's in the image or where you were. So, for example, if I want just to find all the pictures of Shannon and I when we were in New York, I can just type in New York, and up comes all of the images from Shannon and my last trip to New York. Anytime, I guess we've been, but we've only been once together as a couple. But there we are. Well, there's Shannon and I in New York. Well, there I am with other friends in New York at a different time. There I am with Kim Garst and Sue Zimmerman for a social media event. So there we are in all the images I have of New York. Do I need better? Let's go to Montreal. Let me go to all my favorite cities. Pictures of Montreal, and there I am, and pictures of a speaking gig that I did in Montreal just a little while back. Absolutely amazing. Again, not just locations and people. You can obviously search based on date, but you can also search based on activity. For example, what do I love to do? I love to fish. Look at all my fishing photos. I type in fishing, and it brings up all the pictures. Now, I didn't go through and tag these pictures as fishing. It just recognized that there are fish and boats and things relating to fishing in those pictures. And some of them are confusing. They don't always make a lot of sense. But by and large, it's unbelievably accurate. So let me show you how it works in the mobile phone as well. So here I've got my iPhone in this particular case. You've got the exact same search menu. Look at this. It's unbelievable. So if I do search for all of my images in the kitchen.
Hey guys, Joe Burnich with Big West Marketing, helping service businesses rank high on Google. So I was going to make this video especially for my my membership course for helping service businesses.
There's two major advertising platforms out there. There's Facebook, and then there's Google. Which one should you use? Hey everyone, I'm Neil Patel, and today I'm going to break down the difference between Facebook advertising and Google advertising and show you which one you should use for your business. First off, Google is intent-based. So with Google AdWords, people type in based on what they're looking for. Buy a cheap cell phone. cheap hotels in Las Vegas. These are all examples of things that people would be typing in. That's what Google AdWords is great for. When someone types in auto insurance on Google AdWords, the chances are they're looking for auto insurance. On the flip side, with Facebook ads, there really is no intent base. So with Facebook ads, you can't just go and create an ad being like, I want a ton of people to buy our auto insurance, so let me just create an ad that says, auto insurance, buy now, get Geico right away. That won't work. Why? Because people who are on Facebook are looking to connect with their friends. They're looking to look at pictures, videos, people's walls. For that reason, your ads won't convert the same way that they would on Google. So if you're an intent-based business where you're selling products or services, and you're just going to go after people who are looking for a specific intent, such as they need consulting help, they need accounting help, they need to buy a product or a service like an iPhone or a leash for their dog, whatever it may be, Google AdWords is great for that. If you want to go after a broad audience, that's what Facebook is amazing for. So for example, if you want to go after women who are interested in beauty because you want them to know about your new beauty product that's revolutionizing the industry, Facebook is amazing for that. The main difference is Facebook's for a broad segmented audience such as like beauty, people who are car enthusiasts, people who are business owners. And with Facebook, you can create ads that drive people to a landing page. That landing page shouldn't just be buy my product right now, it's cheap. The ideal way to convert people from Facebook is to first give them some educational information, such as a blog post that breaks down why your product or service is amazing, what they're going to learn, maybe drive them to a webinar first, and then from there, convert them into a customer. So again, Google AdWords is for intent-based. Facebook is to target a whole category segment, such as beauty, automotive, business owners. And then from there with Facebook, unlike Google, you don't send them to a page where they can buy right away. It's more sending them to a page that educates first and then gets them to purchase. If you're selling a low-end ticket product on Facebook, you can drive them to a checkout page or a product page first, but it tends not to convert as well as sending them to an educational page first. Do you want to rank number one on Google? Well, I hate to say it, it's actually really hard. 10 years ago, it used to be really easy, but now it's hard. And you know what? Unless you watch this whole video, you're not going to be able to rank number one on Google. Hey everyone, I'm Neil Patel, and today I'm going to share with you 3 ways you can rank number one on Google today. I got started in SEO when I was 16 years old. I created a website called Advice Monkey. It no longer exists. If you search for it, you're not going to see my website. It was a replication and a shitty replication of monster.com. And when I created the website, I thought, oh cool, this is it. People are going to come to my site and I'm going to get traffic. But you know what? I popped up the website and no one came to it. From that point, I realized there was something called SEO that I had to do. I paid a few marketing firms to help me with search engine optimization so that way I could rank number one on Google for terms like job search. But you know what? I gave them money and I got no results. Eventually, as a 16-year-old kid, I lost all my money. You only can make so much money cleaning restrooms and picking up trash. So I had to learn it. But when I first started, it was as simple as putting the keywords on your website and you could rank. I wish it was that easy these days. Number 1, focus on content. See, Google has this update called Hummingbird. And with Hummingbird, what they decided to do is websites who just have content on everything won't do as well as websites who focus on one single niche and are super thorough. For example, let's say you have a website around dating. If you have a website around dating and your article is, let's say, talking about 5 ways you can land a date or 5 ways you can land your dream date. If you end up breaking down, hey, go to Match.com, sign up, and you'll find a match after you create a profile, you're not going to do that well. But if you write an article that breaks down how to create a profile on Match.com, the ideal picture, the ideal description, how to be funny, how to even maybe add video, I don't know, I haven't been on these dating sites in ages, but if you go really in depth and you break down every little thing that they should do, And then after you break down Match.com, you then talk about Tinder, you then talk about Bumble, you then talk about eHarmony, all the other platforms. You then even discuss how you should respond to people and engage with them. Should you be hitting people up? What's the first thing you should say to them? How should you respond? Where should you go for your first date, right? How to carry from your first date and ask them on the second date. But if you're super thorough and your content is so amazing that people are like, huh, wow, I read this article, I don't have any more questions, and I know what to do next. That's how thorough you need to be. So poke holes in your content, and as many holes as you can, and fill them all up, so then that way, people are like, this is the end-all site that you should end up reading if you're interested in dating online. Actually, what's funny, I wish dating was this easy when I was younger. I couldn't just swipe an app like Tinder and find the next match. I was sitting next to my buddy Terry the other day, and he kept swiping on Tinder, and he's like, check this out. Swipe, instant match. Swipe, instant match. 30 plus matches within a few minutes. But back in my days, you would have to go to a bar and meet people and actually talk to them. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's go into the second tip if you want to rank #1 on Google. The second tip I have for you is optimize your title tag and your meta description. Have you ever done a Google search and noticed that every time you do it, there's this link at the top and then there's this one sentence? Well, the link at the top is called a title tag and the description below is called a meta description. Now think of it this way. If you search for the phrase online dating and you don't see the word online dating in either the title or the description, are you going to click on the result? Well, if you are, there's something wrong. Because why would you click on a result that isn't related to what you're looking for? In addition to that, have you ever done a search for a term like online dating and have you ever noticed that the word isn't in the title or description? That's because Google tracks who's clicking on what listing. And they've learned that when a keyword is in the listing, that same keyword that you're searching for, they know you're way more likely to click through. So in your title tag and your meta description, make sure you include the keyword. But you can't just include the keyword like online dating, right? The easiest way, what I would do, and I wish it was this simple, I would just put online dating, online dating, online dating, online dating. If I could put it 20 times so people would know that the article's on online dating, I wish I would get more clicks. But it's not that simple. Yes, you have to include the keyword in your title and your description, but it has to be appealing. If it doesn't flow in a sentence, it's not easy to read, and it's not appealing or evoking curiosity, no one is going to click through. The third thing I have for you is to use Google Search Console. Did you know that Google gives you a tool that teaches you how to rank #1 on Google? Yes, I know that sounds ridiculous, but it is true, and it's called Google Search Console. If you're not already a user of it, sign up. It doesn't cost $1. You're missing out if you're not using it. I can't emphasize that enough. So now that you're using Google Search Console, give it a few days because it takes some time to populate data. You'll see a screen that shows search analytics, and this shows you all the pages on your website that are getting you traffic. But the cool thing about Google Search Console is they also show you which articles are getting impressions. And here's what I mean by impressions. You know when you do a search on Google, you don't always click through on a result, right? If you did, then you'd be clicking through on 10 results every time you did a search. That would be insane. What Google shows is how many people are seeing your listing and clicking through and how many people don't click through. So they show you how many impressions you're getting, the clicks, and the click-through rate. And what you'll find is, in general, you're lucky if you're getting around a 5% click-through rate, sometimes 10, 15, but in most cases, most of your pages are going to be getting less than 5% click-through rate. Now, the cool part about Google Search Console is they show you all the keywords that you're getting impressions for and all the ones you're getting clicks for. Now, remember the first tip was about content thoroughness and you want an article that talks about everything under the sun? Well, you can use Google Search Console to tie in back to the first tip. So kind of #1 and 3 are related, in which you want to take all the keywords you're getting impressions for and start adding them to your copy. Now don't just shove them in and have your content be keyword rich where someone reads it and all it is online dating, Tinder, eHarmony, dating online, meeting someone from online dating, right? If someone was reading your article and it sounded just like that, they're going to bounce off your site because that means your content sucks and it just has too many keywords. It has to flow naturally and be educational. So you want to take those keywords that you're seeing in Google Search Console and add them to the article. Now we have an article on Instagram and it teaches you how to get over 300 targeted Instagram followers per day. That article is around 10,000 words. When I first wrote that article, it wasn't 10,000 words, it was roughly 2,500. I went to Google Search Console, I saw all the people that are searching for terms related to that article, I added them within that article, I made it more thorough, and you know what? My traffic more than tripled to that article. Yes, it is that simple. And when I made that change, it didn't happen right away, but I noticed the results within 50 days. That's not a long time. So now let's recap on the tips. 1, make your content super thorough. 2, make sure you include the keywords within your title tag and meta description, but also when you're doing your title and description, make sure you're evoking curiosity.
Hey there, I'm Benjamin from Loves Data. In this video, you'll learn the 9 biggest AdWords mistakes that you need to avoid when managing your account. By avoiding these common mistakes, you'll be ahead of the competition. You'll be rocking AdWords in no time. And even if you don't have time to apply all of the tips to your own campaigns today, even a small change can have a positive impact on the performance of your account. Let's jump in and cover the 9 biggest AdWords mistakes. Mistake number 1 is not using keyword match types. There are 5 main keyword match types that you need to be aware of. These are broad match modified, phrase match, exact match, and negative match. If you're just using broad match keywords, then your ads will appear on a wide range of keywords, which means you'll need lots of negative keywords to ensure your ads appear for the most relevant terms. Here's a comparison of the different match types that can trigger your ads. You can see as you move from broad match to using broad match modifiers, you'll reduce the number of impressions of your ads. And as you move to phrase and exact match, you become even more precise. Exact match keywords can be useful for focusing in on your most important keywords, but they also come with limited search volume. So you'll need to balance the keyword match types you use in your ad groups. Mistake number 2 is being too shy with negative keywords. Adding lots of negative keywords won't hurt the performance of your campaigns. In fact, it will help you achieve higher click-through rates and your ads will be more relevant as people are searching. If you find that you're adding the same negative keyword to more than one campaign, then create a negative keyword list in the shared library. This will allow you to manage a single list of negative keywords that are applied to multiple campaigns. Mistake number 3 is skipping the use of branded keywords. I've found that bidding on your own branded terms is the cheapest traffic you can acquire from AdWords, but it's not just about cost, it's also about visibility and conversions. Having a paid ad along with your organic listing on search results will lead to more clicks. Google and Bing have both done studies on incremental clicks and found that running ads on branded terms will increase your traffic. And since you get to control the message and the landing page, you'll also see higher conversion rates. Mistake number 4 is only having one ad variation per ad group. You always want to be testing new things, and this includes your ad variations. If you only have one ad in each of your ad groups, you're likely to be missing out. You absolutely want to be testing your ads. Having 2 ads within each of your ad groups allows you to test different calls to action and messaging to see what works and what doesn't work. Here are 5 things that you can start testing in your ads now. Include location-specific details, test different calls to action, include credentials and awards, try...
Why is this so expensive? What's up guys, Jason here, aspiring entrepreneur, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the top 5 reasons you should avoid Google AdWords and using it as an advertising platform. So if you're just joining me, I did a video that was all positive, top 5 reasons to use it. This one's going to be all negative, top 5 reasons it might not be good for you and your business and generating sales, because that's pretty much why we advertise. So let's take things off with reason number 5, and that is expensive. It's just getting really, really expensive when it comes to search, and that's because more and more money is leaving other advertising platforms and coming to Google. So for example, if you're a personal injury attorney, you can pay upwards of $200 for just one click. Now, obviously, those personal injury attorneys are making hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially on the back end, so that makes sense. But as an advertiser, when you're just getting started, anywhere from 200, now that's an extreme. Other industries, if you're in the brokerage industry, you can pay $20 a click for how to trade stocks, and so you just have to look at who's advertising in your industry and what kind of budgets you're up against when it comes to advertising. There are ways to be successful, but it's definitely an uphill battle, especially if you're not a full-time AdWords person. Number 4, no mercy. When your account gets suspended, just throw up your hands and leave. That's pretty much it, because I've had businesses and clients in the past where they got slapped by Google, and there was just absolutely nothing we could do to get Google to tell us what we did wrong. And so it's kind of like walking on eggshells. You have this problem is pretty reoccurring when a advertising platform gets scale. They all of a sudden know that they can kind of jerk pretty much anyone they want around. And so the flip side of this is it keeps the AdWords platform pretty clean of things that they don't want. At the same time, it is sometimes pretty easy to get lumped into categories that you don't want to get lumped into, and your ads are your account is either suspended or your ads are disapproved. So just a big warning, if your ad ever gets disapproved, do everything in your power right then and there to fix it, because really with Google AdWords, there is no second chance. Now, number 3, I was hesitant to include in here, but I'm going to assume most of you guys are new to Google AdWords and the advertising platform, so I'm going to include it here, and here it is, unqualified traffic. If you're not careful, Google will send you a ton of just waves upon waves of traffic who couldn't care less about you, your business, your product, and your service. And you really, really have to take control and zero in on the keywords and the type of traffic you want. And this will specifically happen when you use something called broad match keywords. If you don't know what that is, that's okay. For those of you guys who are looking at your accounts and going, man, Google's just burning my money, turn off all your broad match and you'll start doing a lot better. But remember, it's Google's job to look for opportunities to serve your ad. They have millions of searches a second. So the more they can serve your ad, the more money they're going to make. And so you really need to take the reins and tell Google exactly where you want to show up. Otherwise, search and display, you'll start showing up a bunch of random places and getting a lot of unqualified traffic to your site. And number 2 deals with their inference. Now, they are fixing this a little bit with the alpha inference, but in some instances, their new alpha inference is even more confusing. And that is, the backend is not user-friendly. You're going to be spending a lot of time figuring out where things are and how to use it. And if you're really not careful and keeping your budgets low, you'll wind up wasting a lot of money serving your ads to, like I just talked about, to people who aren't really qualified, and also be turning on and off the wrong ads and optimizing in ways that aren't really in your best interest, simply because the inference is so confusing. I know there's a lot of bells and whistles, there's a lot of things they can do, but the way they've gone about this is they offer something called AdWords Express, but that takes away too many options. And in fact, it takes away so many options, I don't take on any clients that use AdWords Express. I say, okay, you're either gonna have to pay for a new site or you're just gonna have to figure it out on your own. So their solution to too many bells and whistles actually
Hi, I'm Kunal Chaudhary, founder of DSIM, and welcome to this video brought to you by Learn with DSIM. In today's video, we are going to talk about a very good feature which we have, which all marketers are having, you and me included, in Google AdWords. The name of the feature is Auction Insights. Have you heard of it? Yes? No? Well, I don't know about you, but I can assure you one thing, that not many marketers are aware of this feature. It's a very good feature. It's a must-use feature. It's a feature that helps us compare our advertisements to our competitors. Yes, Auction Insights, what we can do is, using this feature, we can compare the performance of our advertising campaigns in Google AdWords with our competitors, people who have been advertising on the same set of keywords which we are advertising in Google AdWords. So on different parameters, we can compare our advertisements to those who are also advertising alongside in the same auction on the same set of keywords, our competitors. Isn't it?
Hi, I'm Hal Varian. I'm the chief economist here at Google, and today I want to talk with you a bit about how the ad auction works. So to make a successful auction, we have to reconcile the interests of three parties, and those parties are the advertiser, the user, and Google. The advertiser wants to show relevant ads so that users click on them. The users want to see relevant ads. They don't want to be bothered with spam or other irrelevant material. And Google wants to make a good experience for both the advertisers and the users so they come back and use our services in the future. Now that we understand the motivation of the players, we can look at how their actions are reconciled in the auction. So I'm going to do a very simple example to start with. It's a case where there are 3 slots, so 3 positions where ads can appear, and there's 4 bidders who are competing for those slots. What happens is, every time a query is made on Google, we run an auction. And the auction is an auction for clicks. So advertisers only have to pay when they receive a click. In this particular case, we have our 4 advertisers with different bids, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the ads are ordered in terms of those bids. Highest bidder gets the first position, second highest bidder the second position, and so on. They don't have to pay their bid when they receive a click. They only have to pay the bid of the advertiser below them. So in this particular case, we have the first advertiser bidding $4, but they only have to pay $3, which is the bid of the second highest advertiser. Same thing for advertiser 2 and for advertiser 3. So in this way, each advertiser can bid their maximum willingness to pay, but what they have to pay is just enough to beat the competition. So I told you that was a simplified version of the auction. Let's try to do something a little more complicated. What's left out of the example I just gave was the concept of ad quality. So remember, users want to see relevant ads, advertisers want to present relevant ads to users, and Google wants both users and advertisers to have a good experience so they come back and continue to use the system. So what we're concerned with at Google is making sure that the ads that are shown to users have a high ad quality. So what is quality score? So there are 3 components of the quality score, and the biggest one by far is click-through rate. By allowing users to vote with their clicks, we have millions of people who are helping us decide which ads are best for each search query. Google's philosophy has always relied on user feedback as a key driver of decision making. So using click-through rate and quality scores is our way of incorporating that feedback into ad serving. Relevancy is the second largest component of quality score. Both the relevancy of a keyword to the ads as well as to the user's search query. Google determines relevancy by analyzing the language and context of an ad or query and determining how well it relates to keyword. Google uses relevance to make sure that only useful ads are displayed to users, and it prevents advertisers from paying their way onto search that's unrelated to their product or service. The third component of quality score is landing page quality. An ad is only useful to a user if the landing page it leads to helps them find the information they're looking for. A high-quality landing page should have relevant, original content, be easily navigable with quick load times, minimum pop-ups or pop-unders, and be transparent about the nature of your business, how your site interacts with a visitor's computer, and how you intend to use a visitor's personal information. So how does this quality score affect the way the auctions run? What we do is we have a concept of ad rank. An ad rank is going to be the bid of the advertiser times the quality of the ad. So in this particular example, I've got 4 advertisers. They're bidding 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the ads have different quality. In this case, it's a quality of 1, 3, 6, and 8. So to determine the ad rank, we just multiply those two numbers together. And then what we do is we rank the ads by the ad rank. So the best performing ad here is 12. Second best is this ad, 9. Third best is this ad. And up here, the advertiser is bidding 4 has such a low quality that it doesn't get shown at all. So now we know how the ads are ranked. How much do I actually pay for a click? Well, we use the same logic as in the simple example I presented a few minutes ago. Namely, you pay the minimum amount that's necessary to retain your position. So think of advertiser in position 1. He's competing with advertiser in position 2. And the amount that advertiser 1 has to pay is determined by, here's the price he has to pay, here's the quality of advertiser 1, is going to be just enough to beat advertiser 2, who bids B2 and has quality level Q2. So if you solve that equation, the price that advertiser 1 has to pay, his actual CPC, is going to be the ad rank of the advertiser below him divided by the quality score of advertiser 1. So let's see how this works in a slightly more complicated example. Here we've got 3 advertisers, and they're each bidding the same price. So we've got max bid is $4 for each of them. But they have different qualities. In this case, the quality is 8, 6, and 3. So the ad rank is determined by multiplying the bid times the quality to give us ad ranks of 3, 32, 24, and 12. So what determines the price? Well, the price is going to be the ad rank of the advertiser below divided by the quality score of the given advertiser. So in this particular case, it's going to be 24 divided by 8, or 3. In this case, it's going to be 12 divided by 6, or 2. And finally, for the last advertiser, in this example, there's no advertiser below the last advertiser. So the price this person ends up paying per click is just the minimum price that's determined for that auction. We can use this example to illustrate an important point. What happens if an advertiser increases their quality score by having, for example, more relevant ad? Well, take advertiser 1. Suppose his quality score goes up to 10. Then his ad rank is going to go up to 40. What happens to his price, the price that he has to pay per click? That goes down to $2.40. So by increasing your quality score, you can decrease the price that you have to pay per click. So why do we use ad rank in this way? We'll go back to the ecosystem that I talked about at the beginning. Makes users happier because users get to see more relevant ads. Makes the advertisers happier because the advertisers are showing more relevant ads, ads that are more likely to get results from the viewers. It makes Google happy because with happy users and with happy advertisers, we get more people.
I'm not sure how many of you actually have this same problem, but every day at Kuzo we get so many clients phoning in that aren't currently working with us and asking us to do an analysis report for their PPC account. And the number of times I've actually looked at one of these accounts and thought, wow, you are wasting so much money. So what I'm going to try and do today is go through a number of the things that I've seen on various accounts over the past couple of years and try and talk you through various things that you can do to help you essentially save money on AdWords. So let's start with negative keywords. Negative keywords are something that tend to get missed on every single AdWords account if you don't really know what you're doing. Google don't make a massive play on what negative keywords are. I think they would definitely prefer you not to have them. Basically, a negative keyword is used to stop your ads from showing for anything that isn't relevant to the keywords that you're trying to bid on. So let's say, for example, you sell blue widgets. And you don't sell red widgets. You'd want to put red in as a negative keyword because you wouldn't want your ads showing if someone was to search for red widgets. Moving on from here, we've got ad scheduling. Ad scheduling is also something that I often see not being utilised as best as it can. Now, if you're a business that is only open from 9 till 5:30 and you only want to take orders from 9 till 5:30, it's sometimes wise to only set your ads to show between that period of time, so that you're not actually wasting money on showing your ads all through the evening. Another thing that you can do with scheduling is actually have a look at various reports within AdWords and actually see when people are actually clicking on your ads and when people are actually buying from you. Leave your ads to run for, say, a month or two so you've got a load of data, and then you can go back retrospectively, have a look, and if you can see that people don't necessarily convert with you between midnight and 6 in the morning, you can then obviously switch your ads off between those times so that your budget is only being used in those prime times that you know people are converting. Mobile search is another one. One of the things that Google are trying really hard to push is for all advertisers to separate out mobile and desktop campaigns. It's really difficult to actually see whether mobile's working for you if you have everything lumped in the same campaign. Splitting them out is easy. It's just a copy and paste job in AdWords Editor and changing the settings to say, show this campaign on mobile and show this one on desktop. One thing to be aware of though, if you are going to be having a mobile campaign, making sure that you've got your ad text that's really targeted to mobile will help your CTR and essentially sort of boost your quality score, and all your costs will start coming down as a result. The next thing this brings me on to is bounce rate. If you don't have your AdWords account linked up with your analytics account, go and do this now. The amount of data that you can get from just linking the two accounts together is key to the success of any AdWords campaign. Bounce rate is a factor that you should be paying attention to. If you've got campaigns and keywords running, you want to know how your customers are interacting with your website. So you might be bidding on a specific keyword, driving traffic through to your website, and that traffic then leaves straight away. That's the sort of traffic that you don't want to be bidding on. So you can drill down to keyword level and see how many of those visitors to your site for that specific keyword are actually spending more time navigating across the site. Those that are just leaving straight away and not spending any time on the website are the sort of visitors that you don't actually want to keep bidding for. Location is another one. We see a lot of AdWords accounts coming to us where people are just primarily looking for targeting customers in the UK, but they've actually got their AdWords account set to target the US and all these other countries. So simple refinements like that can really, really help save your money. Having a look at the locations that you're targeting as well. If you're actually looking to target a specific location in the UK, for example, if you're a local greengrocers or a local florist, you're not really going to want to be advertising to the whole of the UK. So if you have got that specific niche audience that you want to be targeting, make sure that you set the location so that you're not wasting money on bidding for and sort of displaying keywords and ads in locations that you're not ever going to be wanting to target. I'm going to leave remarketing till last because I think this one's a really interesting one, so we will come back to that one. Next up, we're going to look at networks. So networks are search partners and the display network and your general search network.
Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today our tutorial is going to be our From Beginner to Advanced Google AdWords tutorial, where we go through the new Google AdWords user interface and we're going to show you how to set up a campaign from start to finish and exactly how we would do it here at Surfside PPC. We're going to reference some different videos and tutorials and things in this very tutorial, so make sure you go to our video description to check out all of our different Google AdWords tutorials. You can also find our Google AdWords playlist on YouTube, so make sure you reference all that because we're going to refer to certain things. This campaign is really geared more towards search campaigns. If you're looking for display advertising tutorial or a video advertising tutorial, we have those on our channel as well, and they're also linked in the description. So to get started, after you create your Google AdWords account, we set up a quick campaign. So they're going to make you set up your first campaign. So we just set up first campaign and we paused it. So you could just do that so you get to this overview screen. So once you're in this overview screen, the first thing you want to do is make sure you can measure everything you need to measure for your campaigns through Google Analytics. And you want to make sure you set up conversion actions. So the first thing you want to do is install Google Analytics on your website. Very simple. We have it installed on our website here, Beachfront Decor. This is what we're going to be focusing on today. So whether you have a WordPress website, Shopify website, anything like that, you should be able to find a quick tutorial online, or they should have some type of plugin where you can add analytics to your website. Otherwise, you can just add the code directly into your website code. So we have it all set up here for Beachfront Decor, and what I want to show you first is linking your accounts. So if you come back to Google.
In this video, I'm going to do a complete start-to-finish AdWords tutorial and walkthrough. I'm going to show it via screen share. We're going to go over everything you need to know to set up an AdWords campaign. We're going to start from the very beginning and do keyword research to find good keywords that we should be bidding on. Then we're going to take those keywords, make some ad groups, make some ads, and I'll show you how to write powerful ad copy. After that, we're going to do everything we need to do to complete the campaign, including adding things like negative keywords. I'm going to show you how to do all this step by step via screen share in just a moment. And this is actually a lesson from my AdWords and Product Listing Ads course. It's a full course you can find out more information about up here or down below. But now let's get into the actual video.
The first thing we're going to do is obviously you need to sign up for Gmail if you don't already have Gmail so you can access AdWords. But after that, we're going to do some keyword research, figure out which keywords to do, and then we're going to build the ad and talk about negative keywords, some of my tips for that, as well as how to review the ads and some different advanced tactics.
Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today our tutorial is going to be our From Beginner to Advanced Google Ad.
Hi, I'm Ryan Masters, a Google Certified Partner, and in this video I'm going to give you a basic overview of how AdWords works. What is Google AdWords? It's very simple, and it's for you to decide if this is something that you should be using for your business. So with Google, it always starts with, actually it starts up here, with a person/question. Okay, so somebody has a question about something, they're researching a pain, a problem, something that they had pops up in their mind, and they're like, I want to find the answer to this. So they hop to Google and they type in a keyword or keywords that describe that question. So it may be red shoes, or it may be new dress, or it may be how to lose weight. That's the keyword that they type in. Now, what happens is, as soon as that's typed in, you have the opportunity to put your message right in front of someone who types in that keyword. So these are the ads. So you get to put an ad, and you have to, now, it's not free, that's how Google makes its money. What they're saying is, hey, we'll let you pay so that anytime somebody types in the keywords that you specify, your message is going to show to those users. And then what happens, if they see your message and they like it, then they'll click on it and they come to your website, or with mobile, they can just click to call right to your phone. So that's the very basic AdWords 101 of how it works. Somebody has a question in their mind, they hop on the internet, they type in a keyword, and you have an opportunity to put your ad, your message right in front of them, and then they come to your website and take the conversion action or do what you want them to do, ideally. So the question that you have to ask yourself as far as, okay, well, why would I use Google AdWords, is that this is a process that allows you to test your sales message and accelerate the traffic to your website or to your call centers. Now, where things get really fun and powerful for growing your business is all of the different, this is the basic framework, but all the different options you have, because the success with your marketing is delivering the right message to the right person at the right time. So, for example, with the keyword, you can set in all types of qualifiers and based on geography. So if you only target 25-mile radius, or if you ship all throughout the United States or all throughout the world, you can limit that scope so that nobody else can see, nobody who's a relevant prospective customer can see your message, because why would you want to pay for that? And that's a waste of resources. You can also choose, for example, time. So if you want to say only certain times of the days to run your ads, you can do that too. With the message, there are different ways, there are different ad types that you can use, and also you're going to test different messages to see, okay, for this particular keyword or search term, which message converts the best, which one brings the most people to my website. And that's really the whole other thing that makes a difference between this. And some, a lot of business owners, this is why they don't like marketing in some senses, because they don't want to do the work of measuring. And AdWords makes it so easy to measure. So what gets measured gets managed, and you're able to see, okay, where is the choke point in this process of turning somebody who has a question into a customer that I can help and provide.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to get higher Google rankings fast. In fact, one of my readers recently used the checklist from this video to increase his organic traffic by 88.3%. I'm Brian Dean, the founder of Backlinko, the place where marketers turn for higher rankings and more traffic. And in this video, you're going to see the checklist that I use for all of my SEO clients. You'll also learn why you might want to delete, yes, delete, half the pages on your website. And a simple trick you can use to improve your Google rankings fast. Keep watching. A few months ago, I sent out a newsletter to my email subscribers. This email listed out some of my all-time favorite traffic hacks. And out of the blue, the founder of Proven.com, Sean Falconer, replied to that email. He said, dude, I've tried all these techniques before and they helped us get more traffic. And when I looked at Sean's site, I saw that he was doing a solid job with his content marketing and SEO. But I also noticed a few mistakes that were holding him back from Google's first page. That's when I sent him this message. A few hours later, Sean got back to me. After executing the checklist that I'm about to show you, Sean's organic traffic shot up by nearly 50% in 21 days. And once the checklist had time to kick in, Proven's traffic increased by a whopping 88.3% 3 weeks after that. With that, let's dive into the checklist that Sean used to get higher Google rankings. Your first step is to find and eliminate what I call zombie pages. I used to think that Google rewarded sites that publish lots and lots of unique content, but I was wrong. Today, I know the truth. And the truth is that Google doesn't want you to publish content just for the sake of publishing content. In fact, a Google employee recently stated that they prefer websites that publish fewer, high-quality pages. And this quality over quantity approach is one of the secrets behind my blog's success. In fact, Backlinko gets over 150,000 unique visitors per month. And unlike most blogs, I only publish every 4 to 6 weeks. But when I do, I make sure each and every post is awesome. In fact, at the time of shooting this video, Backlinko only has 37 total blog posts. Fortunately, Sean only published high quality content on his blog, so that wasn't an issue. The problem was his site had lots of zombie pages. So what are zombie pages? Zombie pages are pages on your site that don't provide any value. For example, zombie pages are pages like old and outdated blog posts and press releases, category and tag pages, search results pages, e-commerce product pages that don't get any sales, thin content pages, and pages with duplicate content. In theory, Proven.com shouldn't have a ton of pages. After all, Proven is an online job board where job postings come and go. Despite that, they had nearly 50,000 pages indexed in Google. That's a lot. As it turned out, Proven didn't automatically delete their old job postings. So these pages stuck around even though the job had been filled years ago. To make matters worse, Google was indexing their search result pages, which are classic zombie pages. So I recommended that they delete their old job postings and add the no index tag to their search results. And Sean quickly took action. Thanks to these changes, Proven now only has around 4,000 pages indexed, which is 40,000 less than they had before. Step number 2 is to fix any technical SEO issues that your site has. There are literally hundreds of technical problems that can impact your SEO, and fixing them is one of the fastest ways to get higher Google rankings. That said, here are some of the most common technical issues that I see during SEO site audits. How can you find these technical SEO issues on your site? I recommend using the Raven Tool Site Auditor or SEMrush's Site Audit Tool. They'll crawl your site and let you know about technical problems that might be hurting your site's SEO. Fortunately, Proven didn't have too many technical SEO issues. And that's mostly due to the fact that we deleted so many zombie pages. Fewer pages equals fewer problems. The only problems I could find were some missing alt text on images and a handful of duplicate titles. Not a big deal, but worth fixing. As expected, Sean quickly took care of all these technical SEO problems. Now that we fixed Proven.com's technical problems, it was time to optimize their content. I probably don't need to tell you that on-page SEO can make or break your site's rankings. That's why I dedicate an entire step of my SEO checklist to on-page SEO. Now, because Proven had thousands of pages, I knew I couldn't optimize every single one. So Sean sent me his top 10 most important pages. Now, some of Sean's most important pages were blog posts, and others were commercial pages that sold his services. So let's look at a quick example of a page that I optimized for Sean. A blog post called Best Questions to Ask References, the complete list. Sean's target keyword for this post was questions to ask references. So I added that keyword to the top of the page. Why? Because Google puts more weight on words that appear in the beginning of your content. So it's important that your keyword shows up there. I also sprinkled in a few LSI keywords like business tips. LSI keywords are terms that are closely related to your target keyword. And when you include these LSI keywords in your content, you'll get a rankings boost. In fact, my recent analysis of 1 million Google search results found that LSI keyword-rich content tended to outrank content that didn't contain LSI keywords. So how can you use LSI keywords to get higher rankings? Well, let's say you just wrote an article.
Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today's going to be our Google Display Network advertising tutorial updated for 2018. It'll also be relevant for 2017 if you're watching it at the end of 2017. Probably into 2019 if you're still watching it. So what we want to go over today is basically how to set up display advertising, some best practices to follow, the different targeting options you have, and some of the different ad types you have. Before we get into anything, there's going to be 4 URLs, and we're also going to link to our playlist. But we have a bunch of other Google Display Network advertising tutorials that will help you. So 4 of the ones that you want to look at are our Google AdWords Display Planner tutorial, the different Google Display Network ad types that are available, Google AdWords Remarketing tutorial, and our Google Gmail Ads tutorial. So, alright, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today our tutorial is going to be our From Beginner to Advanced Google AdWords tutorial, where we go through the new Google AdWords user interface, and we're going to show you how to set up a campaign from start to finish.
Don't you want to grow your business? Well, who doesn't? The problem is, it's hard to grow your business and market it unless you have a big marketing budget, right? That's a bunch of bullshit. You don't need money to market your business. And today, I'm going to teach you how you can market your website when you have no money to spend on advertising. The beautiful thing about the web is social media is free. It doesn't cost to be on there. The second beautiful thing about the web is you can create content in any form. It could be videos.
There's a new Google ranking factor that's huge right now. And when you take advantage of it, you can find yourself with higher rankings and more traffic. And if you ignore it,
Okay.
let's just say that you're missing out on a ton of high quality traffic. I'm Brian Dean, the founder of Backlinko, the place where marketers turn for high rankings and more traffic. And in this video, I'm going to reveal what this new ranking factor is in 3 practical ways that you can take advantage of it. I'll also show you the results of a real life case study that might surprise you. Keep watching. A while back, I published a post on my blog called How to Get High Quality Backlinks Without Guest Posting. And like all of my blog posts, I made sure to optimize this post around a keyword. In this case, the keyword was high quality backlinks. Sure enough, thanks to the white hat links that I built to that post, it quickly hit the first page for that keyword. But here's where things got weird. One day I was checking my Google rankings and I saw something that made me almost fall out of my seat. Not only was I ranking for high quality backlinks, but I also ranked on the first page for the keyword, how to get high. Say what? Needless to say, my post had nothing to do with getting high. But then I realized why Google ranked me for that keyword. It's because I had the keyword, how to get high, in my content. But here's where things got really interesting. Most people that came to my site from Google spent nearly 3 minutes on my site. But for this page, the average is only 1 minute and 12 seconds. Less than half of my site-wide average. So what's going on here? When people searched for how to get high and clicked on my result, they quickly realized that I wasn't going to teach them how to make their own Breaking Bad style meth lab. So they quickly hit their back button and left. This told Google in black and white. People searching for how to get high hate this page. And Google took action. A few weeks later, my page dropped like a stone for the keyword, how to get high. It literally went from number 6 to 12 to 21 to 33 in a matter of days. But check this out. My ranking for the keyword high quality backlinks didn't drop. In fact, they continued to climb. Why? Because people searching for high quality backlinks stuck to my site like super glue. How do I know? After my rankings for how to get high dropped, the overall bounce rate and time on page for my article significantly improved. Now in a minute, I'll show you how you can easily keep Google searchers on your site longer. But for now, I want to show you where things stand